Namaste. Welcome back, Stellar Stargazers, and a warm cosmic hello to our new listeners. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Heather, and you're tuning into the Stellar Soulcast, where we decode the cosmos one episode at a time. And in our last episode, we soaked up the solar spotlight and roared into all things Leo. This sign of self-expression, heart-centered leadership, and radiant confidence.
And Leo also reminded us that owning your light isn't about ego, it's about soul. But for this episode, we are returning to our planetary lineup and diving into the planet of rebellion, surprises, and cosmic shakeups. It's time to awaken with Uranus. And don't forget, before we blast off, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and follow us at the Stellar Soulcast on all our socials. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Oh, show.
All right, Stargazers. So we're going to move on, and we hope you grabbed your astro journals because we're about to kick things off with some mythology. But we first want you to know that this segment is going to feel a little different than our usual mythological deep dive. Sorry, guys, if you hear that wonderful meow, that's my cat, Yoru.
Yeah.
He has come and blessed us with his presence in this cosmic Uranus episode.
Yes. He is our unofficial/official mascot.
Aww. Yoru. All right. Well, going back to mythology and why this episode is going to be a little different than our usual mythological deep dive. That is because in past episodes, we explored planetary origins through ancient lenses. We traced our personal and social planets back to the Babylonians, Greeks, and Roman mythos. But Uranus, he was not part of that original cosmic cast. That's because Uranus was discovered much later in 1781 by astronomer William Herschel using a telescope. So, yep, that's right. This was the first planet discovered in modern history, and it completely changed the game. Before that, ancient civilizations only knew of the 7 traditional planets visible to the naked eye. When Uranus was found, it cracked open the sky and expanded the edges of astrology into the unknown. And a little fun fact is, at first, Herschel wanted to name the planet Georgium Cetus.
Right.
George's star. After King George III. Might be a regal name, but not very cute for our Astros charts, Stargazers. But astronomers across Europe said, let's stick to the classics. And the name Uranus was suggested by German astronomer Johann Ehlert Bode. Ultimately, the name Uranus was chosen to continue the mythological pattern of naming planets after classical deities. And Uranus honors the primordial Greek sky god Uranus, father of Saturn, or the Greek equivalent Kronos, and grandfather of Jupiter, or Greek equivalent Zeus. Uranus was known for encompassing the heavens and was one of the first beings to emerge from chaos. He united with Gaia, Earth, to birth the Titans, but he ended up fearing their power and imprisoned them until his son Kronos, a.k.a. Saturn, Stellar Saturn, overthrew him with her sickle. Sorry, I'm still going on that, playing off that episode.
Yes.
But anyway, although Uranus may not have the mythological longevity of the 7 visible planets of ancient times, his symbolism has only expanded in the modern astrological world. Discovered in 1781 during revolutions, inventions, and radical political shifts, Uranus instantly became associated with breakthroughs in revolution, genius and innovation, awakening and individuality, sudden change, and freedom. His orbit, which is even tilted on its side, screams nonconformity, and his discovery sent shockwaves through science and astrology alike, literally marking the start of the modern era. So to summarize, Uranus's energy in modern Western astrology is raw, radical, and revolutionary. He is cosmic potential in its purest form, flashing insight and dismantling the status quo. In short, Think of Uranus's mythos as the awakening, the breaking of patterns, and shouting to be the change. So stargazers, get ready to break free from what's holding you down, because today we're meeting the part of you that came to awaken. Let's channel your inner rebel and explore what Uranus has to say about your cosmic revolution.
All right. So what exactly does Uranus rule in your chart, stargazers? Why is this tilted electric planet such a cosmic powerhouse? Well, Uranus isn't your average astrology teacher handing out schedules and life plans. Nope. Uranus shows up with a bam and says, surprise, you're evolving, ready or not. Let's break it down. So in terms of what Uranus rules, it includes liberation and authenticity. Now, this is your inner rebel. Uranus shows where your soul refuses to conform and where you can crave the truth, freedom, and wild self-expression. It's the place in your chart that screams, I want to do it my way. Also, we can see that Uranus rules innovation and genius. Think breakthroughs, light bulb moments, and visionary thinking. Uranus governs the part of you that downloads wild ideas from the cosmos and dreams up a better world. This is where your inner inventor, futurist, or rule breaker lives. So Uranus also rules disruption and upheaval. Wherever Uranus is in your chart, expect the unexpected with sudden shifts, plot twists, and cosmic curveballs. That's Uranus creating the chaos you didn't know you needed in order to grow. This is where you should realize change is coming and embrace the wave. So Uranus also rules awakening and evolution. The energy of Uranus activates you. It shakes loose what no longer fits and pushes you towards your highest potential, even if the process feels jarring. This is the part of your soul that says, I refuse to stay asleep. Uranus can also have an impact on collective change and revolution. Unlike personal planets, Uranus moves slowly, taking roughly around 84 years to orbit the sun. So it represents generational evolution. We are going to talk more in depth about this in just a moment, but for this segment, remember wherever Uranus goes, it stirs social progress, tech revolutions, and new paradigms. The motto here is, it's not just about your freedom, it's about our future. Let's move along and talk a little about Uranus association with two special zodiac signs. If you remember from episode 4, Uranus rules Aquarius, the visionary, truth-seeking sign that sees what's possible before the rest of us catch on. Aquarius, the humanitarian with a blueprint for revolution. And Uranus is the lightning that powers it. Uranus is exalted in Scorpio, the sign of transformation and intensity, which makes sense when you think about it. Together, they're the cosmic demolition crew, tearing down what's outdated so something more soulful can rise. So to sum it all up, if your sun is your CEO, the CEO of your chart, CEO.
So to get this t-shirt.
Hell yeah, look out for him.
Hey.
And your moon is your inner compass, then Uranus is the cosmic hacker, and it is ready to crash that system. Upload a new code and free your soul from outdated programming. Now, take a deep breath, stargazers, because up next we're talking about Uranus retrograde. So, Heather, ready to dive into the cosmic download?
Oh, Sophie, you always know I'm ready to spill the retrograde tea.
Hey, tea time.
Hey. All right, stargazers, let's flip the switch, literally, because we're diving into Uranus retrograde. And unlike Saturn's steady scaffolding, Uranus is here to shake the system, even when the system is you. So, cue the am I really living my truth spiral? Because when Uranus goes retrograde, the universe isn't asking you to push harder. It's inviting you to revolutionize, wake up, and break free from what no longer aligns. Let's break it down. Uranus goes retrograde once a year for about 5 months. And during this time, the energy of disruption turns reflective. And to our stargazers tuning in for the first time, retrograde references when a planet appears to be moving backwards in the sky from our perspective here on Earth. But it's not literally moving backwards. It's just an optical illusion. Although an illusion, don't be fooled, because the spiritual effects are very real. So, what might Uranus retrograde feel like? During this time, inner reflectiveness may stir, and you might feel like something big is coming, but you don't know what it is. That's Uranus nudging you towards change from the inside out. You might also feel the intense craving for freedom. Your old routines may feel unbearable, and you may start questioning relationships, jobs, or beliefs that once felt normal. Also, breakthroughs via breakdowns are pretty common. You may face unexpected realizations like, wow, this isn't who I am anymore. But that discomfort is your soul asking for a new timeline. You might notice tech tingles or intuitive downloads. Yes, Uranus rules tech and innovation, so weird glitches or cosmic airdrops right into your brain might show up. And lastly, you may feel the strong desire for an identity realignment. And this is less about fix your life and more of a reclaim your authenticity. This is because Uranus doesn't want you to adjust. He wants you to evolve. We know this all might seem like a lot, but as we have said in past episodes, retrograde shakeups are not a curse. Uranus retrograde isn't trying to ruin your life, it's trying to reboot it. He's asking questions like, where are you still playing small? Or, what truth are you afraid to say out loud? Another is, what would happen if you choose freedom over approval? And lastly, are you being you or just a version of you who people expect you to be? But don't worry, stargazers. Your astro besties. Hey, Sophie, right?
Yeah, we're here for you.
We're here and have your back. And we have some informative tips. Wow, that chair also has your back. Okay, guys?
And your ass.
We know you heard that. And you hear it in the background, too, of some stuff. It's like the chair saying.
I'm sorry.
This is Sophie's butt saying, I have your butt. I have your butt. I have your back. Nah, but we're here in all shapes and forms.
I can't breathe.
Oh, I hope you guys are all laughing right alongside us, stargazers. Oh, man. But we definitely really do have your back. And we have some informative tips on how to work with Uranus during its revolutionary backspin. During this time, be sure to track your shocks and journal any surprising feelings, shifts, or aha moments, because Uranus retrograde can be sneaky, but his messages are potent. We also encourage you to get curious about your rebellion and be mindful where you resist change. Also, be mindful of where are you desperate for that change. And release the roles you've outgrown. Let go of those masks because Uranus wants your weird, raw, and radiant self to shine. It's also very important to detach from overstimulating inputs. So, step away from digital noise. You need the room to hear those intuitive downloads. And lastly, be able to meditate on change without control and reflect on what happens when you stop managing and start allowing. When you focus on these reflections while journaling, you will notice a personal pattern start to evolve. And that is your unique revolutionary journey. But before we wrap this segment up, Sophie and I want to give you a little cosmic heads up. At the time of this recording, it is early August 2025, and Uranus is getting ready to begin its retrograde. Its retrograde will start on September 6th of 2025 and last until February 3rd of 2026, my brother's birthday. Whoa. Shout out, big bro! And during this time, Uranus will retrograde in both Gemini and Taurus. Now, we aren't going to deep dive into that here, but be sure to follow our socials at the Stellar Soulcast, where we will post more in depth on this upcoming Uranus retrograde.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And to summarize, remember, Uranus retrograde isn't a breakdown, but rather it's a breakthrough. It's your invitation to reclaim your freedom from the inside out. And now that we've checked in on your inner revolution, let's talk about how Uranus shows up in your birth chart. Sophie, ready to decode Uranus through the signs and elements?
Oh, yeah. All right, Stargazers, it's time to shake things up with a cosmic speed date with Uranus through the zodiac signs.
Sorry, I just had to. I haven't done it yet.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. I was like, now we need a Heather, like,
right. And you've graced my segment with your lovely sound effects. I appreciate it.
Oh,
okay. So now let's go into
side-eye Sophie there. No, I'm just joking.
No, we love it.
Better than tunnel vision Heather.
No.
All right.
They're both great.
I'm done. Sorry.
All right. So let's start by talking about Uranus and our fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Uranus in fire signs is defined by radical self-expression, sudden action, and breaking norms through boldness. Uranus in Aries is a rebellious self-starter and challenges outdated power structures with direct action. If you have Uranus in Aries, you might vibe with the motto, I don't wait for change, I am the change. So if you have Uranus in Leo, you are the creative iconoclast that breaks the norms with flair, confidence, and radical heart-led leadership. You lead by living out loud and lighting others up. Lastly, Uranus in Sagittarius. You guys are philosophical freedom fighters, and you disrupt dogma with vision and truth. Their mantra is, my truth is my revolution, and I'm here to expand minds. Okay? They are not coming to play. When Uranus is in air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, Uranus is awakening through thoughts, technology, community, and truth. Uranus in Gemini is the mental maverick. They break thought loops and communicate with lightning. Their motto is, my words awaken and my mind liberates. When Uranus is in Libra, it is the revolutionary relationship that rewires what partnership, justice, and beauty means. You guys' aura yells, love is liberation, not limitation. And Uranus in Aquarius. Here, the planet is in its home sign. It is the wild visionary, the rebel thinker, and the future architect. It screams, I innovate to uplift humanity, and I'm here to evolve the collective. We appreciate it. Moving on to Uranus and Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Uranus and Earth signs are defined by disrupting systems, revolutionizing how we work, build, or relate to the physical world. Uranus in Taurus reshapes your relationship to money, security, and the body. If you have Uranus in Taurus, you might live with the saying, my freedom begins with trusting my worth. Uranus in Virgo breaks outdated routine and heals through alternative methods. You guys tell yourselves, I disrupt through detailed devotion and radical self-improvement. And Uranus in Capricorn, you guys reinvent authority, success, and legacy. You guys are the system breakers with a blueprint to help. You aren't afraid to tell everyone else, I build new worlds by challenging the old ones. And lastly, let's talk about Uranus in water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Uranus in water signs is associated with emotional and spiritual liberation, intuitive breakthroughs, and mystical rebellion.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys totally feel that. If you've checked your charts and you found that you have Uranus in one of the water signs, you probably are like, I understand. And guess what? We're helped to get you guys even more aligned with your purpose. Okay? Yes. But moving on, I'm so sorry. I got so happy for you guys. But Uranus in Cancer redefines family, safety, and emotional belonging. You guys live life through the thought of, I nurture through authenticity, not tradition. When Uranus is in Scorpio, this is the alchemical rebel. You break taboos, you transform power, dynamics, and rise through the shadows. Their eyes will tell you, my truth may scare you, but it will set us both free. Finally, Uranus in Pisces. These individuals are our mystical liberators. They awaken the soul through art, dreams, and divine chaos. Emphasis on the chaos. The goal that they give themselves is, I dissolve illusions to reveal universal truth. Knowing your Uranus sign is like discovering the blueprint to your personal revolution, right? The revolution that deals with you as an individual. It won't always be easy, but it will always be liberating.
Yes.
Yeah, so next time you feel a little too out there, a little too intense, or like you just can't do it the old way anymore, just remember that's not dysfunction. That's your awakening. That's Uranus saying you're not broken, you're breaking free, my love.
Ooh, the goosebumps. Goosebumps from that. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Hey. All right, Stargazers. Now that we've explored Uranus in your personal chart, let's zoom way out. Because unlike the inner planets that shape your day-to-day personality, Uranus is part of a very different league, the outer planets. The outer planets also include Neptune and Pluto in what we call the transpersonal or outer planetary realm. These planets orbit so far from the sun and move so slowly that their energy isn't just personal, it's generational. As we said earlier, Uranus takes roughly 84 years to orbit the sun, which means entire groups of people are born under the same Uranus sign because it takes roughly 7 years for the planet to transit a sign. It also marks eras, revolutions, and awakenings in history. Think tech booms, cultural shifts, political movements, even entire national transformations. So while your personal Uranus placement reveals where you rebel, awaken, and disrupt patterns in your life, on a bigger scale, Uranus is the pull of a generation and represents what your generation came here to reimagine for society. For example, if you were born during Uranus in Aquarius, you're likely wired to rethink community, tech, and human connection. But Uranus in Scorpio, your generation came to challenge taboos, power dynamics, and dig up the buried truths. Uranus energy moves like a cultural earthquake. It might rumble under the surface for years, and then boom, a breakthrough that changes the game erupts. In astrology, we even track Uranus transits through the charts of nations because these shifts impact not just individuals, but governments, economies, and the collective consciousness. If you listen to episode 8, you may remember how we spoke to the importance of Uranus in America's birth chart and its association with critical wars and technological innovation in America's history. That's a big one, Stargazers. Highly recommend you trudge back to our July 4th release date of 2025.
Yes.
And listen to it.
Right. Especially because just to break from like what we're talking about for just a second, just to pause, I just want to just acknowledge how many neighboring countries have been having conflict since Uranus has moved into Gemini, which is also a pattern and theme with Uranus going into Gemini.
Yep.
Okay, because the twins, right?
Yep.
So like Russia, Ukraine, the whole Israel, Palestine, things
So
in
many.
India, Pakistan. I think it was Indonesia and another country.
So many
Yeah,
crazy.
like honestly, even us with our neighbors here in the United States.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things why we need to keep up to date and following astrology so we can be in the know. Sorry, that was my little tangent.
No, I like it because Sophie even does a special segment at the end of episode 8.
Yes.
Talking
about all
more
this.
of that. Yes. Yeah. A little more in depth. So go ahead and listen.
If you haven't done so already, which you should have, but no pressure.
Or re-listen.
Yeah,
with a little bit more insight of what we've given our stargazers.
Add it to your notes.
Into your journals. DM us on that. Put it in the comments. Anything that maybe you thought of since then, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. We love hearing from you guys. You know that. So let's build this collaborative, astrological community.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
But before we wrap up, let's shine a quick spotlight on how Uranus interacts with your big 3, your sun, moon, and rising signs. These core placements shape your identity, emotions, and how you show up in the world. And when Uranus connects with them in your chart, things get a little electric. These interactions are part of what astrologers call aspects. And while we'll be diving deeper into aspects and houses in future episodes, we want to give you a little preview of how Uranus aspects can look while they meet your big 3. So some examples here is if your Uranus squares your sun, you might constantly wrestle with feeling too different or not fitting in, but the truth, you're here to embrace your originality and not shrink it. Or if your Uranus trines your moon, emotional downloads and intuitive flashes come very easily. You might feel things differently, and that's exactly the point. And lastly, if your Uranus conjuncts your rising, people may see your rebellion before you even speak. You can walk right into a room and shift the energy simply just by being you. These are just a few examples, stargazers, of how aspects bring flavor and complexity to your chart. Because don't forget, houses play a huge role, and Uranus also talks to all your other placements. So there are many ways aspects form in your chart. Oh, yeah. But for now, remember that while your Uranus sign sets the tone for your generational awakening, it's these personal aspects that show where your soul's awakening really strikes.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of awakenings, it's time to get personal, stargazers. We're sharing our Uranus placements and the inner rebels they're awakening within us along the way.
Yeah, we are. Sophie, you want to kick off your cosmic rebellion?
Hell yeah, I do. All right. So if you guys haven't guessed, my Uranus is in Aquarius, which is basically Uranus's home, or freaking Aquarius's home in Uranus. Listen, guys, you get the picture. But I came into the world wired for innovation, connection, and shaking up the system for the greater good, which is actually mad facts.
Yo,
'cause you know super. Me, I'm all about that progress.
Oh, yeah.
So much so, when I was in high school and we were learning about, like, all the different things, like, I forget if it was, like, environmental science or one of them sciences. I don't remember. Or freaking sciences. I was like, when I learned about entropy, I was like, hell yeah.
Oh.
That shit's so needed and so appreciated because nothing progresses by being comfortable and the same all the time. You need a bit of chaos.
Oh, heck yeah. I think that's so applicable to you too.
Yeah.
You know, and you'll break through and let people know.
Yeah.
Hey, you just did it before.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like busting through the door.
We
It's like
pause.
the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh my God, the Kool-Aid Man. oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't have cable anymore. Just stream. do like the younger generation know the Kool-Aid Man? Do they still do that?
I can say something, but I'm not going to say it. But I doubt that they know the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah?
No, yeah. They know. No, yeah. No.
No. Oh, yeah.
even know if they watch Family Guy or know what Family Guy is.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows Family Guy.
I don't think so.
Oh. Man.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Stewie Griffin, though.
Do they?
Come on.
I'll ask some of the summer youth that we have tomorrow. They're all like,
are those
high
your
school.
volunteers?
They work with the city. It's like there's a summer job.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So if they know, then I'll get back to you.
Yes.
And I'll be like, they know.
I like that. So stay tuned, Stargazers. We're going to find out. Or Sophie's going to ask personally, but drop a comment.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to have you guys go to the comment section. Wait, what? I'm going to have you guys go to the comment section of this episode on YouTube, and you can see the answer to whether or not Gen Alpha knows what Family Guy is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But.
Okay, yes. Okay, so all of my awakenings typically focus around future thinking, tech magic, and collective liberation. But you know, that is some hashtag facts. That last part, don't get me started. But we can make the world a better place together. That's all I have to say.
I agree.
Yeah. But Heather, tell us about your Uranus placement.
So, my Uranus is in Capricorn.
Whoa.
Which might sound like a little contradiction, right? Because, you know, Uranus, the planet of disruption, living in Capricorn, the sign of structure and tradition.
Do you feel a lot of resistance?
Oh. No, I actually think this is very applicable.
Do you like change?
So I thrive. Okay. I do and don't, but I thrive on that. Like, I completely thrive on change.
Well, yeah, you have a lot of mutable.
Yeah. And I think because I'm mostly mutable, obviously my exposure of Capricorn is not mutable, but it's cardinal. But I really do thrive on that change. Because one of the things about Capricorn having my Uranus in Capricorn, I should say, is that it thrives to kind of reshape the internal structure of something that might already be there. And I thrive on knowing how the interactions work and how I can just kind of make it better, right? You know, and I think that's really like the innovative part of having Uranus and Capricorn. It's kind of applicable right now in a situation professionally happening for me.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very, very applicable. So,
yeah.
Outside of the Stellar Soulcast.
Outside of Stellar Soulcast.
In my work life.
But that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When you can connect the dots like that, and you can how the planets are working with you.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's totally what we want for you guys.
And actually, to play off something that you said, it was actually the Uranus transiting in Gemini and my midhaven and all that. So remember, I was saying in that episode that I was having some good luck at work.
Yes.
I have the news, but I just got promoted.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. So no longer.
Wait, hold on. I would need everyone listening to say congratulations, Heather, in the comment section below. Spam our social media so that Heather feels the love because, hello, our awesome astro bestie got good news. So we all have to celebrate because this is good news for everyone.
Oh, thanks, Sophie.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to say thank you in advance.
Exactly.
And I will meander my way.
Yes.
Into those comments. But thank you. Yes, it's like, so it's really cool. So like learning the new position and, you know, which is it's super fun, and me coming in with new perspective, I'm seeing how it was built and leaving a little bit of that foundation. There's definitely stuff that I can build upon to perhaps make it more modernized, technologically speaking.
Definitely.
Right? You know, you don't want to kind of get rid of what it was because the foundation was built and blossomed, but how can we enhance that? And I think that's my Uranus in Capricorn and all the fun stuff happening coming together.
Exactly. Exactly. And we love to hear it. Yay!
Yes. But, you know, all fun stuff we have in store.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right, Stargazers, it's time to be innovatively honest with ourselves and review some soul homework. Woo! So grab your astro journals because it's time to rewrite the rules, okay?
Yeah.
We are rewriting the rules in very Uranus fashion. So now, let's drop into your Uranus reflection prompts. First, we're going to start out with asking, where in my life do I feel boxed in, bored, or stuck in outdated patterns? Next, you're going to move on to ask yourself, what truth have I been avoiding, and what would change if I actually honored it? Now, how can I give myself more permission to be weird, be wild, and wonderfully unpredictable? What part of myself feels ready to break free, even if it scares me just a little bit? Now, look up your Uranus placement and house if you haven't generated your birth chart yet. Get your exact time and location of your birth and generate that chart. It's free to do so online. You can use an app. We like to use Time Passages or astroseek.com. That damn website always gets me. astroseek.com. And remember, your Uranus sign will reveal the style of your rebellion, how you challenge norms and express your authenticity. And your Uranus house is the arena of life, which will reveal how you'll evolve, innovate, and disrupt. Think career, relationships, self-image, and so much more. And lastly, here's a little Uranus-aligned mindfulness mission for this week. Disrupt a habit by noticing a routine or mindset that feels robotic and break it gently. After, try a new routine, shift your schedule, or challenge a limiting belief. Declare your truth by either writing, speaking, or creatively expressing one truth you've been hiding, even if it's just sharing that truth with yourself. And set a freedom intention and ask yourself, what would more freedom look like in my life, emotionally, creatively, and spiritually? And reflect on one small action that you can take to embody it. But Heather, I kind of want to ask, have you done any of those things recently?
Oh, not writing. But
not writing wise,
but
kind of just doing things that just happen to exercise this kind of,
for sure,
100%.
And honestly, I believe that's kind of the motion of the projection that helped the projection,
to where you are, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
but, I know. Recently, I've been so I am not a morning person. I do not like getting up in the morning. I could sleep until 2 p.m. and be totally fine. But I have been trying to do different things that get me out of that funk in the morning and how to feel a little more empowered in the morning. So I've been listening to music and trying to put myself in a good space to start the day.
I love that.
Yeah.
So kind of like a ritualistic, positive affirmation in a way.
Exactly.
But musically. Yeah. Do you do any affirmations? Say any affirmations?
I definitely do while I'm in bed. I'm always I could do this today, or we're gonna have a good day today. I mean, I shouldn't say we because it's just me and myself, but I'm definitely gonna have a good day.
Your man.
Yes.
Aw. You guys should see the smile on Sophie's face right now. It's so cute. Well, you guys are also an item, individual, but an item, right? You're living life together. Yeah. So you're always looking out for the best interests.
Hell yeah.
I love that. But that's a beautiful way to just like wake up and think of those affirmations and then actually get yourself out of bed.
Yeah.
Honestly, speaking about our dudes, the only time I get myself out of bed is when I have to carpool and bring my husband to work. Because, whatever, we carpool. It's fun and gives some time in the morning. And but every morning when I'm like, I'm still going to get up at 4:45 in the morning, 5 o'clock a.m. No. I mean,
same way. I try to tell myself I'm going to get up 5 o'clock sharp. I'm going to get up, do some workouts. Doesn't happen. But you know what? At least we make little,
exactly. And at least it's not 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not working.
When you have work. But imagine if I was just like, I have work, I'm going to get up at 2 p.m. I mean, that would be exercising Uranus and Aquarius, but I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to do that.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh man. I'm like, I don't want to end the episode now. It's just, this is a fun conversation.
I hope you guys are having fun too.
Yes, and laughing along with us.
Like the amount of moments that we are just cracking up. I hope you guys are capturing this and experiencing it with us.
Yes. Oh man. I guess we have to go forward and wrap this episode up. But first, we hope this Uranian deep dive sparks some serious soul stirring for you guys, Stargazers. Because don't forget, your Uranus placement is your personal blueprint for that awakening. And it really wants you to thrive. But we're not done with the outer planets just yet. Because our next episode, we're diving into Neptune! The mystic, the illusion breaker, the planet of dreams, delusions, and divine downloads. So, get ready to explore how Neptune helps us connect to something bigger than logic. But before we float off, don't forget to hit subscribe on the podcast app that you are listening to us on, or YouTube, wherever it is that you love to cherish our voices. Yes. Follow us on our socials at the Stellar Soulcast and DM us or comment below your Uranus sign. We'd love to know where you're feeling the call to rebellion the most. With that, we want to remind you all to keep reaching for the stars and trusting the vibes. Until next time, Stargazers.